Hey guys, this is Ultimate Power and welcome to Redstone101. Today we'll be talking about the very basics of Redstone. So let's start off with Redstone Dust. So Redstone Dust, called just Redstone in the game. So it basically acts as wires of electricity in the game. So what it does is it transmits a redstone charge or signal from the source to the desired destination. So there are many ways to set off a redstone charge. The first one is a lever. So when a lever can be toggled using the right click button. So when you toggle a lever on, the redstone charge also turns on. When you toggle it off, the redstone charge also turns off. Now the next one is a button. So right clicking on a button will activate a redstone charge for a very short amount of time and then it will switch off automatically. The next one is a pressure plate. It senses pressure. So if you step on it, a redstone charge is activated, and if you step off it, a redstone charge is automatically deactivated. A tripwire can also be used to set off a redstone charge. We'll be talking more about tripwires later in the video, but stepping into a tripwire will also trigger a redstone charge, which can be used to turn it on or off. So the next one is a daylight sensor. A daylight sensor basically works on the principle of solar. So when it's day and it can sense sunlight, the redstone charge gets turned on, and when there is no sunlight, the redstone charge gets turned off automatically. Now the next one is a redstone torch. Now a redstone torch is a continuous source of energy and will automatically keep giving charge to a redstone wire until it breaks. So if a redstone torch breaks and the signal gets turned off, as soon as you place it again, a signal gets turned on again. The same applies to the redstone block. A redstone block gives continuous charge, and when it is broken, the charge stops. When it is placed, the charge starts over again. The next thing under redstone is redstone repeaters. So basically, redstone repeaters can be used for two things. So first up, a redstone charge cannot travel for more than 15 blocks. So if the destination or the thing that you want to power is more than 15 blocks away, it will not work. So the first use of a repeater is it elongates the distance of a redstone charge. So placing a repeater will extend the amount of distance that a redstone charge will be able to travel. Another thing that a repeater does is it can set a delay. Now as you can see, as soon as I press the lever, instantaneously the door opens. However, if I set a delay on the repeater by right clicking on it, delay 1, delay 2, delay 3. Now if I have two delays, both of 3 delay, so now is when I press this, it takes time for the redstone signal to get all the way to the door, while earlier it was instantaneous. So these are the two uses of repeaters. Next up are pistons. So there are two types of pistons. There are sticky pistons and there are normal pistons. So now basically a sticky piston will make a block stick to it, and when it pushes a block forward, it will get the block back with it also, while a normal piston will just push a block forward and leave it there. So now as you can see, it pushes a block forward, and when I close the signal, even though because it is a sticky piston, the block goes back with it. However, in the case of a normal piston, it pushes the blocks forward and leaves it there and comes back. Now pistons have some drawbacks. For example, they cannot push more than 13 blocks. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They cannot push more than 12 blocks, sorry. Now because this is 13 blocks, it won't be able to push it. However, if I just break 1, because this is 12 blocks, it will be able to push that. Also, pistons cannot push objects like furnaces or chests. Furnaces, chests, obsidian, bedrock, dispensers, droppers, any of these cannot be pushed using a piston. For example, a furnace, it will not be pushed by a piston. Next, we have dispensers. Dispensers do 3 things depending on the type of object they have. So the first thing they do is they just drop that specific object out if it cannot be placed or spawned. For example, armor. If you place armor inside a piston and inside a dispenser and you just drop it, all it does is it drops it outside. Now if you place eggs or spawning material inside a piston, it will spawn that specific animal directly. And the third one is it shoots. So if you place like a fire charge or an arrow in it, it'll shoot that outside into the direction that it faces. The next is tripwires. So tripwires are fairly easy to use. What you do is you keep tripwire hooks and string. So say you have 2 blocks and you place a tripwire hook on both of them, and you place string in between. So you connect them with string. Now if you pass through these, it will automatically activate a redstone signal like this. So now it can be used for multiple things. String is almost invisible, so it is good as a stealth trap. Now I can barely see the string. If I didn't know that it was there, I'd probably not even see it. So if I walk through it, the redstone signal is activated directly. Now perhaps the most complex of all redstone redstone items, redstone comparators. Comparators are fairly difficult to use, though they have a lot of different uses. For one, they can be used as reactors. So say they are attached to an object that has an inventory, they will draw power from that and release it. Now depending on how full the inventory is, the amount of charge that release is determined. A full inventory will release charge for up to 15 blocks. Now for example, if I remove 3 of these, since there is no longer a lot of power, the first 2 pistons will fall down. Now if I remove yet another one, all of them will fall down because there isn't enough power. So, and as soon as I place all of them back again, all of them will stand up again because they have enough power for it to do so. Now the last use of repeaters is a little complex to understand. Now repeaters have 2 inputs and 1 output. One input is at the back and the other input can be used from either side. Now the back input, when turned on and off, can toggle the front the output. However, if any of the side inputs are stronger, the redstone charge is stronger than the back input, then the front will power off. Follow me here. So the distance, the increase in distance makes the redstone signal strength less. Now since this is 2 and this is only 1, this signal is obviously stronger. So when I turn it off on, the final output will get turned off. However, if I keep say 4, since now I put it on, it will make no difference since the back output is stronger than the front output.